Good morning, everyone. Got your coffee? I've got mine. So listen, before I get started saying what I want to say today, there are people that I need to say thank you to. I want to say thank you first off to both Amanda and Roz, who supported the platform via YouTube, meaning you sent your payments through YouTube. And that is perfectly fine. We appreciate it over here, especially the Library Pantry, which had a really hard day yesterday, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I just want you all to know that in case you're not aware, any YouTube creator, whether it's me, Tabitha Speaks Politics, anyone, Too Real, Too Raw, anyone that you support on YouTube, we are only eligible to receive those payments once per month, and that's the 21st of every month. So the Library Pantry actually won't see those funds until November the 21st. So in case you all didn't know that, I just want y'all to know that. And not only that, but YouTube is going to take 30% off the top of it. So YouTube takes their 30% and then they give you the remainder on the 21st of every month. So I just wanted to let you all know that. I also want to say thank you to Willie over in the village. Willie, thank you. I want to say thank you to my whole village yesterday for allowing me to vent. Yesterday, I had a really rough go of it with the Library Pantry. It rained all day here yesterday in Columbia, South Carolina. And I thought that we would, things would just slow down a little bit because when it rains, we don't tend to get too many visitors. Sometimes we get the kids after school, but we don't tend to get too many regular schmegular visitors on the food pantry side of the pantry. Well, yesterday it was nonstop. It was nonstop. And I vented a little bit over in the village. And I'm not depressed. I'm just really sad that this is happening to people. And that, because it's not even November the 1st yet. And yesterday, our governor, he enacted here in South Carolina a program where they will be allotting so much money to the big food pantry. So like the central pantry, they will be receiving emergency funds in order to get food, in order to help people. So I don't know what your state is doing, but that's what South Carolina is doing, because it has become crystal clear that they definitely will not be getting SNAP benefits here in South Carolina beginning on November 1st. But in the meantime, in between time, our little pantry is being cleaned out every single day. And I'm tired and I'm a little overwhelmed and a little overworked. But I'm doing the best that I can, y'all. I am. In the meantime, I do encourage y'all. My husband talked to his bosses. Like I said, they came back with the answer. And it looks like they're going to start a pantry on his job. And I love that for them. The only thing is they're making it seem like it was their idea. But who cares as long as it helps people, right? Because I know that there are a lot of people on his job who receive SNAP benefits. And I heard what you said yesterday, Tabitha Speaks Politics. I'm just going to call you what I normally call you, which is Tabs. But I try to say your whole name just in case some people follow me that don't follow you, and they can go on over there and follow you. Tabitha Speaks Politics. I call her Tabs. So, her job, it looks like her job is getting ready to start one too. One thing I wanted to say about that, I went through your comments yesterday, and I was amazed at how many people told you that you attempted to tell you that you were helping wrong. People were saying things like, well, instead of you doing it at your job, this is what you should do instead. And I guarantee you that these are people that are not helping in any kind of way. They're not doing anything for their community. But these are always the people that want to tell us that we're doing it wrong. And not to mention, there are more than one way to help. There are community pantries, but she is opting to do it on her job. And the jobs need the pantries. I've told y'all that. The jobs and the schools and the libraries, the public libraries, they need the pantries. They need to be setting up temporary pantries right now, because there are a lot of people that can't get to their central pantries because they don't have the transportation, they don't have the ID, and there's a lot of people, believe it or not, cannot read to fill out all that paperwork, and they are too embarrassed to tell people that they cannot read. And that's just the truth. It's the truth. And there are lots of reasons why people need a different way. You know, they need more accessibility. And so putting out a box of goods at your job is but one way. If you want to see people get helped in a different way, or you think that your idea is better, then I encourage you to not shoot down somebody else's idea and instead put your own idea into action. That's what you do. You don't tell somebody that they're helping wrong. If you have what you feel like is a better way, put your way into action and stop telling people that they're helping wrong. Most of you all that do that, you don't help at all. I'm not talking to my people. I'm talking to her people right now. But anyway, back to my people. Yesterday, there was a conversation that was going on. It's not there anymore because I ended up blocking this person. I made her a hidden user, which means she can comment, but you won't see it, and I won't see it either. She'll be the only person that's able to see her comments from here on. It's not as good as a block, but it's good enough. Well, we were talking about this whole SNAP benefit thing. And I swear, the way, it's hard to believe that there are black people, but there are black people that don't understand that the black community has the least access to the least resources, and that we need to help each other through this time. And so this dum-dum, I mean, a real stupid bitch, you know, because that's how mad she made me, didn't realize, she didn't understand why it was these people who get SNAP benefits couldn't just use the money that they get, because according to her, most people on SNAP also get cash assistance, which is untrue because most people on SNAP benefits work. And I told her that more than once, but instead of her going over to Google, because she's on a computer, going over to Google and doing that research, this is what I be meaning about you folks that won't read, won't look for information, won't research. You sound like her. And you can tell the people that read articles, read books, that follow news, real news. We can tell the difference when you all attempt to engage in these very nuanced discussions. We can tell that you're stupid and that you don't read. We can tell it. Because she didn't even know. She's having an argument and she doesn't even know that most people on SNAP in fact work. And then when she couldn't own that, because she kept making points that weren't points, because she wasn't arguing facts, actual facts, then it came down to, well, I worked my whole life and I don't understand why people can't just basically pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I told her, I said, you sound like a Republican, right before I blocked her. You sound like a Republican. You know, we have U.S. military members who are on SNAP because they are not paid a livable wage, a wage high enough to take care of their family. There are food pantries on military bases in the United States. People work their whole lives. I've been working since I was 14 years old, and I became disabled. There are people in situations, now I don't qualify for SNAP benefits because of my husband's income, But if it wasn't for his income, I probably would. Most disabled people are not born disabled. We become disabled at some point in our lives. So fuck all those people. Fuck all the military people. Fuck all the vets. Because after you serve in the military, the United States of America still does not make sure that you can take care of yourself. They don't make sure you can do it when you're an active U.S. military member. So what do you think is happening? Why do you think there's so many homeless vets? Just ignorant. Just ignorant. Just an idiot. And I knew I was going to have to block your ass because that wasn't the first stupid shit you ever said in my comments. You've made a couple of stupid comments. But imagine a black woman. Let's talk about black women. Almost 400,000 black women lost their jobs within a 90-day, a 3-month period. What are they supposed to do? A lot of them who held government jobs, mind you, are going to have to file for SNAP benefits for the first time in their lives. What about the teachers? Do you know there are teachers that receive SNAP benefits? Because we're not paying these teachers their worth. So fuck them too, huh? And what about all the children? Fuck them too, huh? Just fuck everybody because you were able to make it. That means that anybody else that wasn't able to make it, that's some sort of character flaw, and just fuck them. Now, maybe the people that you know who receive SNAP benefits don't work. And maybe that's the very limited scope lens through which you are looking at this whole situation through. The few people that you know who are receiving SNAP benefits. But that's not the way it works. When people try to educate you, people who know more than you are, you should shut the fuck up and listen. Instead of running your fucking mouth. Sounding all stupid and ignorant in my comments. And I know that you're listening because you're here every single morning. But this just goes to show that not all skin folk are kinfolk. Why are you even over here in community with black people? If you're going to use white supremacist talking points against said black people. You would ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm getting to a point where I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to hate all of you people who lack compassion and understanding and education. Won't read, can't think your way out of a bag. Can't think beneath the surface level. If you did it, everybody should be able to do it. Their circumstances and obstacles be damned. Shame on you, black woman. Shame on you. I don't have a lot for today. That's all I really want to say for today. Is yesterday was just a really, really bad day. It was. Dealing with people who were in need and dealing with people who are just who are just morons wrapped up inside an idiot. I can't believe that our own people think like that. Don't understand poverty. Why can't they just can't take a money and just pay the bill? And just buy food. Skip a bill. That's what she said. Why come they just can't take the money, skip a bill, and buy food with it? I don't understand. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. Anyway, I hate to be so negative today, and this is the first day in a long time where I am not looking forward to opening up that pantry. I am just not looking forward to opening it up today. I'm not. It's always something that makes me happy and brings me such joy. But to see people in this kind of need it's hard. It's hard. But I'm going to do my part. And for those of you all who are out here doing your part, respect. Y'all have a righteous day. Y'all have a good day. Don't be nobody's problem today. Show your people grace, understanding, love. If you're not understanding what's going to happen to a lot of people in this nation, 42 million people in this nation, in the next few days, maybe try educating yourself instead of putting those people down and punching down on the most vulnerable amongst us. Maybe pick up a fucking book and read. Look for some articles. Try to educate yourself before you try to have arguments with in conversations that you're not even equipped to have because you lack understanding, you lack knowledge, you lack intelligence, you lack the truth. I'm so sick of people like y'all. And you know, on another note, to the people who are not going to be receiving your SNAP benefits, I want y'all to know that elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. And maybe this will encourage you all to vote in the next presidential election and in your state and local elections. There are elections going on November 4th. Y'all need to have y'all asses at the polls. Y'all need to give the Dems some kind of power. Or otherwise, it's going to get way worse than this. Exercise your right to vote. Not exercising your right to vote is the reason why you're not going to get SNAP benefits come November the 1st. And that's just the truth. That is the truth. If you would like to support the Library Pantry, this platform, or just buy me a cup of coffee, I will leave my Cash App and my Venmo down in the comments. Y'all have a good day.